You should start a YouTube channel. Yes, you. And I'll tell you why. The reason that I think you should start a YouTube channel is that everyone has something unique and beneficial to provide to the rest of us. Part of the reason that YouTube channels, small channels specifically, are taking off right now is people want to see what everybody else is doing and hear their stories and just meet more people. And it's a great way to meet more people without having to actually meet them. So you feel like you're having a conversation with people through YouTube, but you don't have to get dressed and get looking nice. You can sit on your couch and munch on Doritos. I love Doritos. Okay, so the topic for today is that you should start your YouTube channel right away. I've said in the past, just start. 1,000 people on YouTube are saying the same thing. You need to just start. I was watching a video from Hopeful Reality. I wrote it down here so I get it right. I can provide a link to her channel down below. But she said something that struck me as pretty profound. She said, so many people that want to start a YouTube channel focus on their disadvantages versus the advantages that they have. And that's I think, a more politically correct way of saying focus on what you're good at versus what you're bad at, or don't dwell on the things that you're bad at. Focus on the good things that you can do and the skills that you have and things like that. And I thought that was a really cool way to phrase it, but also I think there's a lot of logic behind that. So what do we mean by that? When we say focus, when she says focus on your advantages versus disadvantages, when people are trying to start a YouTube channel, and I did the same thing, so I'm just as guilty. The first thing that we do is say, well, I'm not good in front of the camera, which I'm not, clearly. Um, I have a boring Midwest accent. I'm not the like some supermodel, whatever. I'm not a model. Like those are my disadvantages, and I probably have many more, but those are just my advantages that I can think of off the top of my head of things that are going to prevent me from starting on YouTube because I say, well, nobody's going to watch it, and no, it's all negative talk. And instead of focusing on those disadvantages, what Hopeful Reality is saying is focus on the advantages you have. So I'm going to do that for myself, and I encourage you to do the same thing. Make a list. You don't have to make a list of the disadvantages. We all know those. We all have those. So why even think about them? Instead, make a list of the advantages that you have that you can bring to the YouTube space. And, honestly, another disadvantage that kills a lot of small channels is you think, well, so many people have already said the same thing, just like I'm regurgitating what Hopeful Reality said. And it's like, well, maybe I'm stating it in a way that people will understand or click with, or just getting it out there more times will help more people start channels. So if you keep seeing this on YouTube and you're like, oh, yeah, somebody said that. Oh, yeah, somebody said that. Oh, yeah, somebody said that. It's like, oh, maybe that is true. And maybe I should start, doing those things. So my advantages. Here's what I have. And I stated this, I think, in my first video. My advantages are number one, I'm a engineer. My background's in engineering, so I love problem solving. I've also been doing project management for many years, so my life has been set up to do problem solving and understand, how to improve situations and work through kind of adversity. So that's a big advantage that I have. So I can share that, tips and tricks with people as I'm making this YouTube journey. But I also enjoy the process of, hey, how come my last video didn't get any views? Oh, let me do some research. Oh, let me change my thumbnail. Let me change the title. Let me change, all of these things. So that's an advantage that I have. The second thing is that I'm 45 years old. So I wouldn't consider myself, old and wise, but I definitely have a lot more experience just living through 45 years on Earth than, a 20-year-old or a teenager would have. So hopefully I can provide some insight into life and, um, some, I guess, yeah, wise information that, maybe other people can't. So that's an advantage that I have. Just the fact that I've been on this earth for a long time. 45 years. I think that's a long time. Um, Also, being 45, I care less about what people think about me. I think as you get older, you start to realize, hey, that's not really something. God defines who I am, and I'm letting him be the one that judges me, not anybody else. And of course, I still care what people think. I'm not going to come on here with my hair a complete mess. But obviously, I'm wearing a T-shirt from Walmart, so I'm not pretending that, oh, I've got a polo shirt, like whatever. Anyway, that's something that's not that doesn't phase me as much. And some young people have that too, so it's not fair to say that you have to be 45 to get to that point. But what I'm saying is, as you get older, I feel like in general, people, we care less about what people think. Okay, the other thing, so again, being an engineer, problem solving, but I'm fairly tech savvy, so I really love technology. I love trying to work with new equipment. So recording and using microphone. Sorry, probably loud. Using these microphones and stuff. I like to troubleshoot those. I like to use new equipment like that and understand it. So that's not for me a barrier for YouTube. Is I can record videos, I can edit, I can do all that things, and I enjoy it. So that to me is an advantage because I already know how to do those things. So those are kind of my advantages that I thought of earlier today. And, I'm focusing on those things versus, like I said, focusing on the disadvantages of I'm not a very good speaker. I don't enjoy having an audience. I'm the last person that's going to stand up in a group of 1,000 people and, start giving a speech about whatever, even if it's a topic I love. So this doesn't come natural to me, but like I said, I'm focusing on the advantages that I have versus those disadvantages, and that's what's driving me to keep going on YouTube. So thinking about it, so moving away from me and thinking about you, what could some of your advantages be? If you're not tech savvy, if you don't, enjoy editing and all of that, the more that I'm watching YouTube, everyone's saying you shouldn't be over editing your videos because nobody cares that much. Instead, what they want to see is a more natural approach. So they want to see you, slur your lines and say and whatever because it's more natural. It feels like you're having a conversation with that person. They also want to, see people that are average looking instead of just watching movie stars like they have, their whole life. So if your editing sucks, that's okay. That may be a disadvantage, but focus on your advantage. Maybe you're a good storyteller. Maybe you can, it doesn't matter what your background looks like or your video editing or whatever, because you're really good at telling stories. So focus on that and say, I'm going to sit here and tell stories. And that's fantastic. So focus on that and use that to your advantage. The other thing could be, you're really good at editing, but you suck in front of the camera. No matter how much you try, you just can't get in front of the camera. You can't do it. So do some kind of like daily vlog of your life where you don't even put your face on the camera. If you're good at cinematics of, like, oh, the pouring your coffee in the morning, you've seen those videos where it's like, I'm pouring my coffee and it's like the ASMR type things where it's like, this is just what I do on a daily basis. Focus on that and say, that's what I can do. So that's what I'm going to focus my YouTube channel on. Another advantage is some people just have the charisma to be likable. So they can get on camera and, oh, they're pleasant to look at. They have really good conversation. They have a great voice that, you don't get tired of, like mine. I'm not saying I have a good voice. I'm saying you get tired of mine because it's boring. But those people, when they get in front of the camera, they can say whatever they want because nobody cares. They're just actively engaged because of the way that they're, talking. So if that's the case, just get on and, I forget his name, but I'll link him below. But he started posting every day for 30 days, and again, he's just walking around with a camera, and it's like, yeah, I found myself, hey, I'm gonna listen to him. What does he have to offer? What is he going to tell me? Maybe I can get a snippet of information from him. I thought that was a cool idea. So again, that's something you can do. So anyway, tons of advantages. If you get this far in the video, thank you for watching. Please comment down below. If you're a small channel, comment down below what you think your biggest advantage is, because that'll also help me understand what your channel is about, and it intrigues others to say, oh, this person is good at public speaking. I better go check that out because maybe you can learn something if you're not good at that. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and best of luck growing your channel, and we'll see you next time.